So I've had a couple calls lately with folks that we're working with, and it was interesting how uh, the military lessons come back repeatedly over and over again. And this one specifically was about how to get things accomplished. And I think one of the things that's always intrigues me is as a young lieutenant, you would get an operations order. Operations order would tell you what the mission was, who your enemy was, the situation, the operations component, meaning the order of battle, and then paragraph 4 was service and support or command, and paragraph 5 was service and support. And so when I was talking to this guy today, he was a very brilliant AI guy, and they're working with accounting firms, very interesting group. And it was funny because he had also been in the military, and I said, you know what, it's pretty straightforward. Once you understand what they want to do, that's the mission that you would get. You'd get that mission, and then you got to look at it and then do a map recon. And that map recon would basically say, okay, if I have to execute this mission, that I have very specified tasks, aka things that the client wants, what do I need to do to make sure I can deliver on those specified tasks and that mission that they have that I need to deliver on? And as an entrepreneur, it sounds pretty simple. Oh, these are the following things that you have to do to be successful. But it isn't until you lay it out on the map and you realize that, hey, there's a river in the middle of this thing. I need to do a river crossing operation. Nobody told me I had to do a river crossing operation. Do I have the bridging assets? Do I have the float assets? Do I have the ability to get across? Have I added time into the thing? And so I think that's critical, that no matter what you do when you're helping a client, is you have to lay out specified tasks and then understand how to get to the implied tasks based upon that mission. And I think that's one of the critical things that a lot of people miss. And a lot of people don't understand, because what happens is you get excited because you look at it and you go, ooh, all I have to do are these things. And it's your job as a leader, as a product manager, as a program manager, to make sure you understand what those nuances are, and to make sure the customer understands, hey, look, I don't have river crossing operations. I was a tank commander. We didn't have river crossing. We didn't have river crossing assets. We needed combat engineers for that. And so then you've got to go, look, you've given me an implied task, and this is what it is, and we need the assets to get that done. Those assets may be external to your organization. They may be assets within that client's organization, but no matter where they are, it's your job to figure out, how do I get those assets, and then ask for them. And then if you don't get them, then you got to get creative. And that's the joys of entrepreneurship or product management or being the CEO, is you got to figure out how to solve those implied tasks that aren't necessarily specified, and you got to solve them. And that's the joys of doing what we do. So I hope that's helpful. Thanks.